So today what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take a little review on proportions. In doing so, we'll just go ahead and pull out a couple of problems from my box of fun. Our first problem here, we have to determine whether the following pairs of ratios are proportional. In order to do so, we're going to just do some cross multiplication. Our first set of multiplication that we're going to do is 2.6 times 8, and we'll just write that out here, 2.6 times 8. And that should equal to 4 times 4.6. If this turns out to be true, then we can go ahead and say that they are proportional, and if it's false, then we can say that they're not. So let's just go ahead and do the multiplication. 2.6 times 8 will give us 20.8. And then on the other side, we'll just go ahead and try 4 times 4.6. 4 times 4.6 will give us 18.4. Now that we have this, we can clearly see that 20.8 is not equal to 18.4, and therefore we can say that these two ratios are not proportional. Let's take a look at one that is. So I'll just go ahead and take all of this right here, and we'll just go ahead and put it into our trash bin and pull out another problem. Here we have another problem asking for the same thing, and we once again can go ahead and do our cross multiplication. 5.1 times 2.5 on one side, and on the other side of our equal sign we could go ahead and do 1.7 times 7.5. We'll just go ahead and do our multiplication. 5.1 times 2.5 will go ahead and give us 12.75, and that is equal to, and we'll do 1.7 times 7.5, and that will also give us 12.75. So here the two are true, they are equal to one another, so we can say that yes, they are proportional. So we can see that 5.1 over 1.7 is proportional to 7.5 over 2.5. Now if we're solving for a missing term, let's just put this in our trash bin. If we're solving for a missing term, like something like this, we can continue to do our cross multiplication. So if we do our cross multiplication, we could still do 7.5 times x, and that'll just be written as 7.5x. And then on the other side, we could again cross multiply the 6 with the 3.6. Now there's nothing that I can do with the 7.5 and the x, so I'll just go ahead and keep that as 7.5x. However, I can multiply that 6 by 3.6. So let's go ahead and do that. 6 times 3.6 will go ahead and give us 21.6. Now in order to get x by itself, I have 7.5 times x. So to get rid of that 7.5, I'm going to do the opposite. The inverse operation is to divide. And what I do on one side, I can go ahead and do to the other. Now my 7.5s on the left will cancel each other out. I'm left with x. And now I just need to go ahead and do 21.6 divided by 7.5. And that's just going to give us 2.88. So x is equal to 2.88. I could quickly check my work. I do know that 6 times 3.6 will give us 21.6. And now that I know that x is equal to 2.88, I can quickly multiply those two together. 7.5 times 2.88 will oops, I'm sorry, 7.5 times 2.88 will equal to 21.6 as well. So both will give me the same. That's how I can quickly check my work. That's all you need to know about proportions in terms of checking to see if two items are proportional with one another and solving for a missing term in a proportion.